March Madness becoming a winter headache for a lot of folks today. We'll find out how long this snow is going to stick around. Paula?
Hey, Ben, I'm inside the phone bank. We're talking about snuggling versus snoring with our Don't Ignore the Snore live event. Call the experts. They're waiting for your call. The event starts right now.
All right, thank you, Paula. Also, first at 4, President Trump confirms he's coming back to Metro Detroit and the message he's bringing here. And a shocking murder case comes to an end. A teenager is sentenced for beating a pregnant mother and setting her body on fire. First at 4 starts now.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, a late winter blast has been slowing Metro drivers all day long, and the evening rush will be more of the same. Taking a look outside, we have seen this light snowfall for hours, so let's get right to Ben Bailey to see exactly what's happening right now. Ben.
Well, Karen, the plows have had time to work, but it is still coming down out there, and winter weather advisories remain in effect until 11 p.m. tonight, and this is for most of southeast Michigan, at least from M59 all the way down to the state line. We anticipate that we still have some accumulation left to go, but the good news is we were seeing a pretty intense band of snow sort of setting up right along in south of Detroit. That is sunk a little further south and weakened, but you can see that we're all in the blue, and so that snow has continued to very slowly add up out there. We expect that there may be as much as another additional inch on top of what we've already got, but it does look like the accumulation should end by 8 o'clock, which is going to be shortly after sunset. Still slick roads, and with 10 to 20 mile-an-hour winds tonight, it's going to be whipping around that dry snow even after the accumulation stops. We'll talk more about the impact for tomorrow morning's commute coming up in a few minutes. Karen?
I tell you, on the way in, I saw 3 accidents on I-75. It is a mess out there, so we are going to take you into the middle of rush hour. Tim Pamplin just hopped on to I-94 West. Let's get a live look exactly at what we're seeing. And Tim, what's the situation over there?
Well, it's awful, as you can see. This is the commute this evening. If you're about to head out, welcome to your drive home. It's crawling along here at 94 and 96. Accidents on every freeway in southeast Michigan right now. I just looked at this traffic sensor maps. It looks like a 5-year-old has taken a red crayon and just scribbled all over it. There's red everywhere. So your trip home is going to be tough on the freeway. As you can see on the carriageway right now, snow in the sides, snow in the on the white lines in the medium here. So you want to stay in the middle. If you get off, you're going to end up being one of those crash victims. Just be careful, take your time, you'll get where you're going. Back to you, Karen.
All right, be careful out there, Tim. While the snowstorm adds insult to injury for people who are still waiting for their power to be turned back on. DTE just released a new update and says 40,000 customers remain without power. While it is frustrating for those customers, DTE says restoration efforts are ahead of schedule. At one point, the power was out for 800,000 residents thanks to last Wednesday's devastating winds. In other news, this Monday, first at 4, a teenager was sentenced to prison today for last year's brutal murder of a pregnant woman in Detroit. 16-year-old Jeremy Lee pleaded guilty to second-degree murder in the beating death of 29-year-old Amanda Benton of Melvindale. Her body was then set on fire. Benton was the mother of 4 boys and was pregnant with her first daughter when she was killed. Lee was sentenced today to serve 25 to 60 years in prison. There was some emotional testimony in court, as you can imagine, and we'll bring that part of the story to you tonight at 5. The search for answers continues this afternoon after a man was found dead next to his SUV in Inkster. Police say the 27-year-old man was driving with friends near John Daly and Michigan Avenue when his car broke down. The victim and his friends then started to push the car down the street. 10 minutes later, the victim was shot and killed. At this time, Michigan State Police are still looking for the shooter and the victim's friends. There is a swirl of news around President Trump's White House today, and we begin with that news that the president will be here in Michigan, actually in Ypsilanti on Wednesday. Devin Skillion joins us now with more on that and other news involving the president today. Hi, Devin.
Yeah, Karen, the president expected to discuss jobs, the economy, and perhaps changes in regulations covering the auto industry when he speaks at the Old Willow Run plant this week. Today, the president was focusing on plans on the replacement for Obamacare. That issue front and and center as the president met at the White House with people who will be affected by the health care law. The president says implementing a replacement for Obamacare may take time, and any new health care plan will not be one size fits all. He does say the plan that is unfolding will be a dramatic improvement over what is in place right now.
We're going to be working to unleash the power of the private marketplace to let insurers come in and compete for your business. And you'll see rates go down, 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 and you'll see plans go up, up, up. You have a lot of choices. You'll have plans that nobody's even thinking of today. They will have plans that today nobody has even thought about.
Now we're counting down right now because the White House, Congress, and certainly an awful lot of reporters awaiting the analysis of the Republican plan from the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office. Some in Washington expect that that report was going to conclude that fewer Americans will have coverage under the GOP plan. It should give us a better indication of what the CBO believes it's going to cost as well. Is it going to go up or down? Also, we should have new information on President Trump's claims that Trump Tower was wiretapped by then President Obama. The House Intelligence Committee basically gave the Justice Department a deadline of today to provide any documents to support Mr. Trump's tweet, his claim. As of now, though, there's been no response. President Obama has, of course, denied any wiretapping. More from Washington coming up tonight at 5. Karen, back to you.
All right, sounds good. Thank you, Devin. First at 4, we're on top of stories making headlines all around the world. Nearly 200 firefighters battled a massive fire in Los Angeles on Sunday. The fire started around 6 p.m. at a Mexican party supply warehouse and then burned for over 2 hours before fire crews finally doused the flames. Firefighters say a large supply of red peppers fueled the fire and caused the flames to break through the roof. At this point, it's unclear how the fire exactly started. Fortunately, no one was hurt. Residents in the Northeast are getting ready for a winter storm much worse than the snow we're seeing today. Plenty of people stopped at this hardware store over in Maryland buying batteries, rock salt, shovels, and lanterns. A blizzard warning is in effect for parts of the Northeast. New York could see 18 inches of snow. And we'll get an update from Ben Bailey about our forecast in just a few minutes. First, our Local 4 special event called Don't Ignore the Snore. If you snore or live with someone who does, you know those sleepless nights can really be frustrating. Snoring can cause some serious friction in relationships. Paula Tupman has that story from our phone bank where experts are standing by to answer your snoring-related questions. And this really affects so many people, Paula.
Karen, it really does. And I couldn't believe it that the phone started ringing. I guess people already have the number, 313-298-WDIV, because we've already taken a call from people wanting to know about their snoring issues. Now, you can call right now. We have doctors and experts. They are standing by. They cannot give you a diagnosis, but they can point you really in the right direction. The bottom line is snoring affects so many people, mostly men, though women are also known to purr. However, lots and lots of wives say, oh my gosh, I've got huge issues with my husband. When the lights went out with the power outages last week, Lisa Steve had a moment of panic, not because she couldn't charge her phone.
I looked at my husband's CPAP machine. I go, oh my God, he can't put a CPAP machine on tonight. He's going to snore all night long.
Life before CPAP was tough. For decades, Lisa navigated a well-choreographed dance when it came to her husband snoring. As soon as he fell asleep, she'd move to another room.
No, he would lay there and go. And I would go.
According to a study at the Sleep Disorders Center at Rush University Medical Center, a snoring husband or wife can affect marital satisfaction. The study found that couples where one partner suffers with sleep apnea or snoring issues have a much higher divorce rate than those that do not have snoring in the bedroom. Do you feel like snoring can hurt relationships?
Yes, definitely.
Dr. Meeta Singh, service chief of the Henry Ford Sleep Disorders and Research Center, can say she has saved hundreds of relationships with her work.
If you snore and it disrupts your own sleep, then the next day you're likely to be sleepy, grumpy, irritable, and it can decrease your libido.
Dr. Singh studies and identifies sleep disorders and gets to the root cause of snoring.
There's some movement on the chest and the abdomen, but the airflow decreases.
That line right there shows that the patient has stopped breathing altogether. The real problem with snoring is when it stops. He didn't breathe for 16 seconds?
Yes.
For 16 seconds, there was no air? That's the medical nightmare, and some readings are absolute horror stories for the person next to the snorer.
they're also kicking their legs. But if they were doing this at home, yes, this would be disruptive.
Many bed partners take matters into their own hands, repositioning, kicking, nudging, and now 2 people are ticked off in bed instead of just 1. Severe malfunctioning of the relationship, less love, less intimacy, less sex, is a serious byproduct of snoring. You know, it's a real problem. It should not be ignored. Snoring is not the same as sleep apnea. Snoring can be an indication of sleep apnea. You've got to find out which one you have. So, Karen, this is just getting started. I'm amazed. Every single phone is being employed right now. People are calling. This is a big problem. A lot of people have a problem with this. I do want to let you know that coming up at 5 o'clock, we talk about equipment options. And that's really important because a CPAP isn't necessarily your only option. And then at 6 p.m., we can't diagnose, but there are real indications by the way you snore. And our expert is actually going to be reading the snores our viewers have been sending us all weekend. They've been recording their loved ones, sending the snores, and we get some real indications of what to listen for. Karen?
You know what's scary, Paula? I don't believe that person who was sleeping, who wasn't, quote, breathing for 16 seconds, they didn't have any idea that was going on, did they?
A lot of people don't even know that they snore. The first thing is their wives or their husbands or their partners send them to the physician's office, so they have absolutely no idea. But I challenge you this. Think about that man was not breathing for 18 seconds every single minute. Hold your breath for 18 seconds. A lot of people can't even do that underwater. That's what's happening when you're asleep, Karen.
That is really, really scary. All right, Paula, we appreciate this report and look forward to your live reports tonight at 5 and 6.
Thanks.
Well, if you are having perhaps a time change hangover today, you're not alone. Coming up, why some people suffer more than others and what you can do about it. Also, America's Got Talent has replaced Nick Cannon with a new host, or should we say hostess. Up first, thousands of cars recalled because something might go wrong if you slam the car door. Our Help Me Hank Consumer Alert is next.
Coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
Southeast Michigan has a lot of neighborhoods like this where people feel like they can get into a secluded, beautiful neighborhood, perhaps some good schools. But then you go to the mailbox one day and you get a letter in the mail saying that you have to tear down your house and you have to pick up the bill. What is going on?
In this Help Me Hank Consumer Alert, Nissan recalling thousands of cars because of airbag issues. This problem can occur when the car door is slammed, causing the curtain and seat-mounted airbags to suddenly deploy. We're talking about 54,000 cars. Just one make, the Nissan Versa from model year 2012. Car owners should contact Nissan about those repairs, and we did post contact information on the consumer page at clickondetroit.com. In good health, feel like you're dragging this day after that big time change? Well, you can actually blame your DNA. Experts say some people have more trouble adjusting to daylight saving time than others, and our genes are partially responsible. Springing forward is harder if you're genetically predisposed to being a night owl. To help reset your internal clock, experts say go to bed a little earlier this week and have a little extra coffee in the morning. So Ben is back. Are you dragging today? I always think it affects you the day after, not like yesterday.
I had a ton of coffee coming in.
Did you? You're like...
I knew I was going to need it out on the roads. I mean, you said yourself
it was rough. Really, what, a normal 40-minute commute was an hour for you?
Yeah, it's, and I didn't even have to drive in the morning.
I know, it's going to be a mess tonight.
Tonight and possibly even tomorrow morning as well, even though the snow's going to be wrapped up, the stuff that's out there not going away. And you can see that that radar is still blue, indicating that that snow is still coming down. The one good news, piece of good news, I should say, is that that little persistent band that was sort of connected back to Lake Erie and maybe even Lake St. Clair. We really don't see a whole lot of lake-enhanced snows off of Lake St. Clair, but that's possibly what was going on here earlier this afternoon. You can still see the remnants of that as it's south of 96 right now, has really started to sort of get absorbed in the general flow of the snow. But we will continue to watch the snow fall through the rest of the evening hours. It's very slowly going to wrap up. I think most of that accumulation should be done by the time we get to 7, 8 o'clock tonight. But watch what happens with the winds. It was connected off the lakes, off those east side lakes. And as that starts to shift, as we get into tonight and tomorrow, that's going to pretty much put an end to the snow. But there will be a couple bands that'll be coming across the thumb tomorrow. Not everybody's going to see these, but they could be a little bit moderate where they set up. So some minor additional accumulations expected, especially for our north zone. A lot of us really not going to see any additional accumulation, but it is coming down out there right now. Winds are whipping too. Flags standing out, 24 the current temperature. We only have a northeast wind at 10, but we are expecting 10 to 20 mile an hour winds tonight. So even though the wind chill right now is at 14, we are expecting those wind chills tonight to go to single digits at times. So the snow's pretty dry, and with that 10 to 20 mile an hour wind, even after the snow stops falling, as we get past sunset, it's still going to get whipped around by the wind through tonight. There's your low temperature, but here's how it's going to feel as we get towards tomorrow morning. These are your wind chills in our 4-zone forecast. Starting in the metro zone, still double digits, but only barely, anywhere between about 9 and 12 here close to Detroit. South zone wind chills pretty much the same, and then as we get into the west and north zone, that's where we're going to see a little bit of a difference. 7, 8, 9, 10 for your wind chill down here in Ann Arbor, and north zone where you're going to be seeing those bands come across the lake tomorrow afternoon. Still seeing anywhere between 4 and 8, maybe as warm as 10 for a wind chill tomorrow morning. So it's definitely still winter, even though we still got a couple weeks left. Temperatures will warm up as we head towards the end of the week going into the weekend, and we'll be back to average by the time we get to Friday. Karen.
Supermodel Tyra Banks is adding another primetime show to her resume. Coming up, she's joining a new reality show, replacing a host who left under a cloud of controversy. Up first, it is that royal rumor that just won't go away. One of Princess Diana's former lovers talking about those claims that he fathered Prince Harry. Trending stories are next. In today's trending stories, a former lover of Princess Diana is once again denying a rumor that just won't go away. Former military officer James Hewitt says he is not Prince Harry's father. He told Australian TV the rumor only continues because it sells papers. Several sources say Prince Harry was already a toddler by the time his mother, Princess Diana, met Hewitt. This September will mark the 20th anniversary of Diana's death.
But they look awfully similar, don't they?
It is kind of strange when you put them together. But, I mean, you know, we're not going to fall victim to this gossip, Ben Bailey.
It's just gossip.
From top model to America's Got Talent supermodel, Tyra Banks is going to be the new host of the popular talent show on NBC. She's replacing Nick Cannon, who resigned after making jokes about the network during a stand-up comedy routine. Cannon said the network threatened to fire him, so he quit. America's Got Talent will soon start shooting its 12th season with Banks as the new host. And of course, this story is trending all day long. March Madness about to begin with the University of Michigan and Michigan State both in the big tourney. That means many of you and millions of Americans are filling out your brackets this week. A new study shows U.S. businesses will lose about $2 billion in productivity because of March Madness. However, the study also found that participating in the fun can also boost morale in the office.
Just take the day off and then you don't have to worry about it.
But which day? Like
both?
Well, that's what you're doing, isn't it? I knew you. You and Devin. We love that March Madness. Finally, Indiana lottery officials say they have heard from the person who won that $435 million Powerball jackpot that was last month. Well, the winner is choosing to remain anonymous. We know he is a middle-aged Purdue University graduate who works at a manufacturing plant. He bought the ticket on the day of the drawing and plans to help his family and also donate some money to charity. He will take a lump sum payment of $263 million before taxes. Still ahead, we've seen a steady light snow most of the day. Ben, though, has one more look at rush hour forecast. You better get ready for this one. We'll be right back.
When it comes to
And don't forget, the Local 4 phone bank is open right now. Sleep experts and doctors are standing by to answer your questions about snoring and sleep-related issues. Our Don't Ignore the Snore event continues at 5 and 6. Phone lines are open, 313-298-WDIV. Take advantage of the opportunity to talk to some experts if you have some questions. Right now, let's get one more check of the snow, and this is going to go through rush hour and basically, what, ends around 8?
I think the accumulation will probably wrap up about then, but it's still going to be coming down, and the winds are going to be blowing. 4Live radar has pretty much got solid blue on top of us, so even though this isn't a ton of additional snow, it's a little bit on top of what we've already got out there, and it's going to make those roads slick through the drive home.
Well, definitely stay tuned to Local 4 and clickondetroit.com. Meantime, thank you for joining us for First at 4. We'll see you back here for Local 4 News at 5. Inside Edition is next.